Happy Friday, everybody! Yes, made it through the week. Damn. I mean, I went shopping earlier this week, like on a Monday, so I knew it was gonna be like crazy, all the way leading up till Black Friday, and then I'm like, okay, today's the day, Black Friday, time to stay home and enjoy myself, and then go outside and just like shop for like something, and the deals aren't even all that great. I looked around, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How is this like? How is this that much better than like what I bought? So I got like a jacket for like less than $200. Holy fuck! It's like the best winter jacket I've ever had. And my last winter jacket I bought like uh I want to say like 5 years ago, probably more than that, like 7, 8. And it's like a good winter jacket. It's just like it's been around. I just wanted a new one. So here I am, ladies and gentlemen. And why am I making this video? Well, I was gonna call it just to like make fun of Andrew Tate, like Andrew Tate, you idiot, or just something like along those lines of, you know, getting some of that, flaming, what do you call that again? Viral. But that's like a cheap shot, you know what I mean? It's like, Andrew Tate, you know what the fuck you did, man. So this guy, he goes with this romantic date with this girl he just met, or so he thinks. It's a girl. Yes, he thought it was a girl, but lo and behold, and this is the fucked up part. It's only until after he kisses him that he tells him, "Yeah, I'm a guy. I'm a dude." Like it's some sort of like a fucking like joke, and like part of the internet is actually thinking that they knew about the whole, oh, he's just gonna say that he's trans, and then it's just gonna make an uncomfortable moment. It's gonna go viral. People are gonna make money. Here, I'll give you some money up front. Da 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 da. And that's what the internet is thinking. And I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking not only did the guy not know, this was done on purpose to like emasculate him. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, look at this guy. He's a man of color in Europe, right? It's the night he's taking a gondola in Venice, right? Having the Venetian, whatever experience, and he's with this girl. This, girl. At least he thinks it's a girl, and then just like his whole world gets turned upside down because it's like, and you see this all too often, right? So let's take it back to the whole Akash versus Myron Gaines and Fresh. Um, fuck, I don't know his name. It's Fresh. So Myron Gaines and Fresh, right? And how they're sitting them down, and like I really want to focus on the whole when Akash says, "You know what you guys are? You know how you look at those evolutionary charts? You're the first motherfucker out of Neanderthal, like straight to their faces and shit." And yeah, that's fucking racism, dude. Like, what if you want to like admit it or not, like I guarantee you, I go on a fucking comedy show, whatever. As dark as my skin is, I go around calling black people apes and shit. I'm gonna get smacked, dude. But it's like, yo, you fucking dress it up and make it a way to like, oh, I'm intellectual. I'm calling you a Neanderthal. That's not a monkey. That's not an ape. They're extinct. Fucking dipshit, man. And then he said this other thing to this other guy on his show about him being a cuck, and he, like the way he like yells it. So it's like he's not even the one who like brings it up. It's like Andrew's the one who brings it up, right? And some other guy is on the show. He's like, yeah, how do you feel about your girl having like a way higher body count than you? And the guy's like, oh, and everyone's just like, oh no, wait, oh no, wait, you gotta address it, you gotta address it. And it's just like, and then Akash jumps in. So it's like, what do you mean? You have to address it. What do you want to jerk off to that kind of stuff? You cuck. Is what I like something along those lines. He said. I was just like, oh my god. Yo, it's like I bring that up because it's coming out that Akash not only is like he's not dealing with the drama that well, which is ironic being like the you think like comedians would have like a thicker skin and this and that, but like I think it's something that he most likely knew about and was just like pushed under the rug, and like people thought that like, okay, you only have to answer this question once, and it just never will occur to people to like, question the validity of what you said in the previous, like, whatever, because it's on camera. You guys are you're getting married, this and that, blah blah blah, right? Like, why would you, like, what I mean, come between, two happy people if you knew that those people were two happy people? But now you know that they're not two happy people. There's this one video coming out where she's like straight up saying that Akash's balls smell like some like fucking homeless man type shit. Like his balls smell so goddamn bad, and I'm just like, how would you know what his balls smell like? Yeah, it's some straight up cocksucking type shit, man. Some straight up hoeing out shit. She's just like, yo, she's just demonstrating her skills and stuff. That's most likely why she got those like veneers and shit. Somebody was like, hey, yo, stop giving me whatever. Wow, boys. Yo, 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 yo. I gotta bring this part up. I gotta bring this part up. So, like, there's a picture of those so-called frat white boys, and I'll give them one thing. They're on the tall side, I guess. I think Akash is quite short. I'm like actually 6 foot or 5'11". I really don't fucking give a shit. It's like you really gonna like style on me for having like 1 inch? I'm 6'1". There you go. I got 2 inches now. The same as I was about to say. I was about to say it, but I was just like, nah, it's just too much. This is too much. So all these guys, right? These frat boys, these wild boys, that she has on rotate dog. Why would you brag about like having sex with a bunch of ugly people? Like, what's the fucking point? Just so you can style on your like less than attractive husband? Like, okay, I get that, right? And even he acknowledges it. Well, look at these guys in the picture. Like, what are you bragging about? There's nothing to brag about. There is nothing to. Oh my god! And you see their faces, and it's just like, wait a minute. Like, I think she actually might be retarded. Like, okay, you know how she's like gassing up Nav the entire time, and then you see Nav, and it's just like some regular looking dude, and like a lot of guys are pointing out he's less attractive. And Akasha, like, yeah, that is. I don't know if that's true or whatever. I don't think about guys like that, but it's just like, okay, yeah, holy shit. But like, it is true. Like, Nav, like all the shit that she was saying about it, and I'm just like, yo, who is this guy? He must have like, yo, he must be ripped. He must be like, he's like shorter and more nerdier looking than the fucking guy. Oh, he has less money and everything too. He's talking about scamming, and I bring that up because it's like, okay, like this whole thing about like the scams, man. The whole brown people with the Indians, the scamming, and the whole like North America, Australia, everywhere is feeling the Paki Punjabi scams, man. And they're trying to drag the Indians down with them because they're like, well, these guys throw poop at their poop festival. Oh, oh yeah, now they'll like get off our backs about that. And then some fucking retard Afghan goes and shoots some military like people in uniform. Can you imagine? You get let into the country for basically like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like you hear about people in refugee camps staying there for years before they're even allowed to leave, let alone become a citizen in another country, right? And that is like that's like a story that it's fucking sad and a half, right? But even to that extent, right? Like, okay, so you got into the country where most people will be on like a fucking waiting list for like forever and shit. You'd think you'd be happy at the opportunity to be like, part of the voting base, part of like, well, not maybe not the voting base, but more like he's part of the American like, vision of like, their future. He gets the benefit from driving on better roads. Probably took like a bus or whatever over there to Washington State to like assassinate those two soldiers. But you're like, yo, like it's all a fucking scam, dude. It's all a fucking scam, and they're all like smiling in your face while they're like, I'm trying to like fuck you over. Because I gotta bring up like how much of an idiot Andrew Tate is over his whole like masculinity coaching scam bullshit. Because again, There's gonna be like the fact that this video was not only buried, but most likely he wants to forget about it. But the one he's talking about, like, if you're gonna have sex with two people, right, you have to choose. One of them is Hulk Hogan, but has a vagina. It looks like Hulk Hogan, I mean, right? It has a vagina. The other one looks like Megan Fox and has a dick, right? And he wants you to really, really consider the question. And that's what emboldens these men to dress up like women and kiss other men. Do you understand what I'm saying? And like from the outside, right? At least at first glance, it's like haha funny, right? But you know what I mean? Like people are like that's fucking humiliating. Number one, number two, like people can get seriously hurt over this. Like not just the trans whatever the man pretender, whatever the fuck you want to call him, but also the guy himself too. Like you know that level of trust being burnt away, and then he sees girls who look somewhat like that, and like what happens when he's wrong, right? Like he sees a girl who looks like that trans, well, sorry, the man dressing up as a woman, the drag man, if you will, because I'm not gonna refer to them as trans. Like if you, the whole purpose of your fucking dressing up like that was to just trick a man into kissing you only to tell them after the fact, I don't have to refer to you as a trans person. I can just refer to you as a fucking man. Okay, and we can stop playing this fucking bullshit game. Alright? But to get these men to dress up as women and kiss men, it's just fucking ridiculous at this point. And I endorse anybody to not only use social media to vilify these people who do these kinds of things, because like think about it like this, right? Like, and I'm not saying like I'm against it, but the whole idea of the T app was to protect women against like men who it may be they get around a lot because they're the giga chads or whatever, like the women that men, sorry, the men that women desire, right? So if they have like a sordid past or whatever, that like in an idealistic sense it would serve a purpose, except when it was just hijacked by a bunch of ugly women who who are like perfect for incels and shit. And it just like proves the whole like theory that like incels, like they don't want to go out and like meet their looks match and just like just put their differences aside, like. And it's gotta suck to be honest to like go on Instagram, go on YouTube or any social media website, see really really attractive people, and then be met with the reality that that's to the contrary. And it's like whether it's a girl that you can't have, or it's like a guy who's a movie star or whatever, like these people are all twisted and warped, and that's why they worked on the internet and become basically what they've become, like these perpetual judges of like other people who they've never met before. And yeah, that's basically where we are at right now. We have men who are, and this is actually, this is the fucked up part. This is the one that was caught on camera. So like I think that the guy thinking that okay, if I televise the whole thing, like nothing's gonna happen to me, and then just did that. So that's why he did it. And then he just like tricked this like I think it was an African American individual, which I find another cop out too, because it's just like another way to emasculate the African American race, one after the other after the other. Whether it's movies, whether it's like specific individuals like Puff Daddy being propelled into like the spotlight with Hollywood execs basically covering for him. Like think about it. Like how does a guy like that do all those fucked up things, right? Have all these charges on him, all these people say bad things about him over the years, and then like with all that mountains of evidence piled against him, all he gets is like a fucking slap on the wrist and he's out. Like yeah, of course, the people who put him in that position of power are the ones who like bailed him, dude. And they probably rock their fucking jollies to his like fucking sex parties and shit. It's like stick it in that guy's ass. Yeah, man, use the bamboo oil. Fuck. Because it's like stupidity is the majority, man. Like the fact that like you know what I mean, like Your parents are telling you, yo, become a lawyer, become a doctor. No, that's the dumbest thing in the world to do. You want to know why? Lawyers and doctors are very sought after and oftentimes seen as required occupations. So you'll find work, guaranteed, but you'll never know peace. You will never know people leaving you the fuck alone. You'll never know, like, any semblance of yourself because you're just going through person after person after person. Right? Maybe lawyers because they can be more selective with their clients, and then they can, charge. And then if the client doesn't want to pay, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll see somebody else, and then work it out that way. Like the lawyers have somewhat of an easier position than doctors do, but I see like these highly skilled but very studious job occupations as more like the world depends on you and you're just facilitating the usage of whatever their body. So you're the doctor, you studied it, so fix my body for me. You're the lawyer, get me out of this legal trouble, right? And yeah, like I said, like these are necessary occupations. It's just that if you're going to understand the ratio of people who rely and depend on these specific occupations versus the amount of doctors and lawyers available, right? It's insanity. So why would I want my kids growing up in a world, work their fucking ass off, go to law school, like even if they were like, academically gifted and shit. I just don't see the point of it, right? It's way too many fucking stupid people, and like like I shouldn't have to say like Andrew Tate's like a dumbass. Like people should know better to like know the difference between like a male and a female. But like again, that's not the majority we're talking about. We're talking about the majority here. We got Tide Pods. We got what is it? ICE agents are like deporting like innocent people, and we got to attack them. So now we're attacking people part of the National Guard and shit. Yeah, stupid people are the majority, dude. You have to accept it. Like it's just it sucks. It really does. Fuck, man. I mean, I got my reviews out. I'm actually starting to play Ghost of Yotei, so I'm looking up at my life. But like, with all the way, like all the things that are coming out right now about the way the world is, and the news and the media, and like, yeah, like I think the dumbest part was the fact that the guy was one of those Afghanis that were let into the country. It's just like no background checks, nothing, and it's just like they flood the plane. Whereas me, I would have taken a fucking machine gun and just gunned those fuckers down. Because it's like, yeah, that's psychotic, that's, whatever, right? But then it would have saved those innocent soldiers from dying for absolutely no reason. Other than some retard wants to, prove a point to his pedophile race and religion. Which, we're all burdened with because stupidity is the majority. Right? Like, people don't like David X Machina. Oh, dude, it's too expensive. The mech combat isn't what I want, right? Well, when you really think about it, right? The reason why you can't have nice things, or the reason why everything's so mass produced, or this or that, because you're told if you don't cater to the masses, they'll become your problem. And a bit of like, personal background in history, with me dealing with this was like how I used to go downtown, right? So in the beginning, I had my friends show me like one or two clubs to go to, but I had to mostly figure this shit out on my own. And I do eat on my own, so I just like go by myself. And when I would go by myself, I would notice like, guys acting out, like trying to like start fights up for no reason, trying to like hit on girls in the most dumbest way possible, yelling at girls driving by in cars, like absolute fucking idiots and stuff. Like the girl isn't gonna like you if you say those things and then you're just like yelling them as she's driving by in a car. And it was just like on and on and on. Up until those clubs, mostly along like Richmond and Adelaide closed, it was like that. And then when they closed, they started flooding into like all the mainstream clubs. But then realized that at least the club owners realized that like we'll just collapse all the dance floors, give you one dance floor to dance on, supervise you, so they go home empty-handed every day because stupid people are the majority.